So now Shiv Prakash Pillai is asking, what is happiness? And the Raman Maharishi says, the very nature of the self is happiness. In our ignorance, we imagine there's a happiness in the external objects, but there is no happiness in the external object. In fact, when the mind goes out in the external world, it experiences misery. Then it comes back to the self and then it experiences the joy, right? So then he says, like, the wise person always stays in the self, but an ignorant person keep going out and in, out and in, out and in. And then that way he's experienced misery for some time, and then he come back and experience the joy of the self, and then he goes back and they experience the misery come back, right? Very interesting answer. It's a complete paradigm shift, right? What he's saying, by default, our nature is happiness, right? But our ignorance, through our ignorance, we imagine there is a happiness in the external object, which is not there, and then we experience misery. And once that misery is removed, then we experience the happiness again. Okay, very interesting. So what do we call happiness? What do we think happiness is, right? For example, let's say I like the hot chocolate. Let's build up on that example. Let's say I like the hot chocolate, right? The first time I am experiencing the hot chocolate, my experience is that once I drink it, there is this sweetness and there is a slight bitterness and there's this pleasurable sensations that I get when I'm drinking it for the first time, right? And because this experience was pleasurable, this was like a sense pleasure that I was experiencing, and because that experience was pleasurable, there is some unconscious part of my mind cling to that experience, right? So I was having this experience which is a kind of a pleasure, and some unconscious process is clinging to it. Now look what happens, right? Let's say I was working and I was maybe a little bit struggling with my work, or even when I'm not working, I'm just walking, right? All of a sudden there is a thought inside my mind, right? Not even thought, there's a desire inside my mind. I wish I could have some hot chocolate, right? So I just create it because of that clinging. There is a desire that is being created, right? Now, what Raman Maharishi is saying, that desire is unhappiness, right? By default, when you were walking or when you were doing whatever you were doing, you are normal, you were content, you were satisfied, but then this desire get created, right? And once that desire get created, you start feeling misery until that desire is being fulfilled, right? Now, let's say I go to the my cafe and then I have this hot chocolate. Now I feel happy, but this happiness is different than first time, right? The first time I was experiencing the sense happiness, right? The kind of an impermanent pleasure of the having something sweet or bitter or whatever, right? But now there's something else is going on. Not only I'm just experiencing that, even I'm not even experiencing that pleasure anymore. What I'm really experiencing is the satisfaction of the desire being fulfilled, right? There was a craving, there was a disturbance, but when I had this hot chocolate, I felt the joy of that craving being removed inside from myself, right? This is tricky, this is subtle. First layer of happiness, there is no problem in that, right? In fact, I'm experiencing these kind of different experiences all the time. Some are pleasurable, some are unpleasurable, right? But on top of it, this layer that is being created, right? This layer of craving, and then there's a layer of aversion that is being created on top of it based on this experience, which is unconscious, is what we are calling happiness, right? So when I'm drinking this hot chocolate now, I say I'm happy. I feel happy about hot chocolate, right? And that is also true because I was feeling I was feeling the misery of this discomfort of desire, and that misery is removed when I'm having this hot chocolate. So I'm saying I'm happy, but that is not what is going on, right? You see, this is a little bit tricky here. So now what is happening? That is like a very simplified example, and in fact non-harmful example. What we have done is, with every experience we have created these cravings and aversions, right? Every time, let's say I met a person, I felt attractive towards the person. When I was having conversation with them, I felt good. So now there's the same process is clinging to that experience, right? So now when that person is gone and now I'm sitting, after some time, I start craving. Oh, I should be in a relationship with that person, right? So I start craving for that. This craving and the craving for the hot chocolate is exactly same. This is the same thing, right? And we have created like thousands and thousands of these different cravings inside ourselves, right? And the thing is, with the hot chocolate, it is possible to remove that craving, because once I have the hot chocolate, that craving is removed, right? Many cravings cannot be removed, right? Like, for example, relationship, it's not just in my hand. Other person has to be in the same bandwidth. Then only this is possible. So let's say now I am craving and the craving cannot be fulfilled. So I'm in the prolonged period of misery, right? Not only that, there could be something which I don't want is happening, right? I don't want to talk to my parents, right? So this structure that we create based on these small pleasurable sensations is what Raman Maharishi is calling is unhappiness, right? And because of that unhappiness, we are not experiencing the happiness of the self. And this gets even more complicated. So it's not just few desires. We have created with from the childhood. We are creating these, craving and aversion, and we have created the whole structure of this craving and aversion on top of us, right? And all the time our minds are restless and active, right? Why it is restless and active is because we have so many different desires that we are trying to fulfill. And now, because we have so many different desires, they are in the conflict, right? Let's say I'm in a relationship with somebody and I want to stay with them. At the same time, I want to go to Paris, but this person cannot go to the Paris. Now there's a conflict in the desire, right? And I'm taking very simplified examples. This is much more complicated, right? So now I cannot go. So now this conflict created misery for us, right? And then because this conflict created misery and we feel uncomfortable, I want to have hot chocolate, right? So this is like extremely complicated thing that we have built inside ourselves, and now our default state is not happy. We are suffering. We are in the misery. We are in the misery because of this, right? We are in the misery because there is a thousands of different desires, and we don't know how, and most of them are not being fulfilled. Some of them get fulfilled sometime, that is under our control, so we cling even stronger to them. It's amazing how complicated and how stupid this thing we have done, right? So Raman Maharishi is saying this is not, and what we think is now, because of this whole structure of uneasiness, this whole structure of misery, we now when I go and have a hot chocolate, I felt a relief from that thing, right? And I call that happiness. That is not happiness. That is more like a avoidance of the misery for a while, right? So Raman Maharishi is saying this is not happiness. What we call happiness is not really a happiness. It's a misery, right? And Raman Maharishi is saying when your object of desire is attained, or when the object of non-desire is removed, you experience the happiness of the self. You experience the default state, right? And all these different practices of yoga, meditation, vipassana, what they are trying to do is basically they are trying to undo this process that we have done, right? We have created this whole structure which is making us crazy, right? And these practices are basically undoing all this process so that we come back to our default state. And our default state is it's not even happy, it's more like complete. It's complete, it's fulfilled, it's content. You don't need anything, that kind of a state, right? And that state is extremely beautiful as compared to fulfilling a desire and just feeling a little bit relief from all this misery, and then again going it back to the world and experiencing it again, right? So that is what the Raman Maharishi's answer. Total paradigm shift, if you see it, right? Our entire process is how can I get happy, because my default state is unhappy, right? What Raman Maharishi is saying, your default state is happy, right? So you don't have to do anything for happiness. Again, now if you do something, now if you are going and enjoying a relationship, or if you are going and enjoying the work or whatever, you are enjoying the work, right? You can enjoy that thing. You are not struggling with these miseries of desires and craving and clinging and all these kind of stuff, right? You are not doing it for happiness, right? The experience itself is a beautiful, right? The experience of hot chocolate was a good experience, a pleasurable experience, in fact a beautiful experience. Experience with being with somebody else is a pleasure. It's a beautiful experience, right? Given your default state is not miserable. If your default state is miserable, then you are going to make this even more miserable, right? Even the most beautiful experience in the world will make you even more miserable, right? Because you are going to try to do something so that you can get out of this misery, which is what is the default state, and cannot happen like that, right? Very interesting answer, very beautiful answer, right? If you understand this, in more deeper sense, we stop looking for happiness in the different objects of the world, right? We stop looking for happiness in the work, or we looking for happiness in the relationships, or we stop looking for happiness in the sense pleasures, right? We stop looking for that, and we know in the very deeper self we are as happy as we can ever be, right? And then there is a happiness in giving, there's a happiness in sharing, there's a happiness in doing a job and all that kind of stuff, and we enjoy that. But we are not doing it to feel. We are not doing it to be happy, because we are not feeling very happy inside ourselves. Very interesting answer. And then in fact the next question is again the similar question. The Shri Prakasham Pillai is asking, what is the connection between wisdom and desirelessness, right? And the Raman Maharishi answered, desirelessness is the wisdom, right? This whole process of desire, this whole process of the craving is misery. This whole process of the craving is the ignorance, right? And removing that ignorance is what is the wisdom is.